in Spain. It's the end of October, and in the beginning of last month, I promised you guys that we were going back to follow the story and the trial of Fernanda, the grandmother of cannabis. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 13th of October, and I'm really curious how things are going to work out, because last week we spoke with her and she was a little bit less positive than the time before, than the beginning of the month when we spoke to her. And also what I was reading in the Netherlands about the trial, it could also be that they are going to make a statement and that she will get the sentence as charged. Of course, we really hope not. Tomorrow there's also a big manifest in front of the courthouse. So I really hope that things are going well tomorrow and that she is going to be free of charges and that she would be really the first grower in Spain, and that it's not going to be some kind of sad story. I'll get back to you, and tomorrow we will film the manifest and show it to as much as possible to you, and hope we can give you an expression. Thank you, and till tomorrow. Bye.
También estamos aquí para mostrar a la sociedad que la situación legal del cannabis.
Wauw, super indrukwekkend. Fernanda is net aangekomen. Toen wij hier zelf aankwamen, toen stond eigenlijk al klaar. Ze stond klaar met stickers. Het is gewoon voelbaar hoe verenigd deze mensen zijn en hoe haar zaak wordt gesteund. T-shirtjes worden uitgedeeld. En ook toen Fernanda aankwam, je voelt gewoon dat de mensen er voor haar zijn.
Was die leeg?
Bijna.
Ja.
Lijkt het wel?
Dat is makkelijk.
Dat is goed, hè? Ja, dat is makkelijk. Sitting here next to Maruska. Maruska did a lot in the Cannabis Society in the Netherlands and is here today to support Fernanda as well. Why are you here?
Well, I was born in the year that coffee shops started, so I don't know anything better than there's always been coffee shops in my life, which is meant to be that it's a natural thing to have, and it makes it also very logical in that case not to see it as a wrong thing to have.
Yes.
And so I got to choose in a logical way to either drink or not drink, or smoke or not smoke. And I really young already chose I'm gonna try and have a beer and I'm gonna try and have a split. So I tried the beers and it got you drunk and you felt sick in the morning. And I tried the split and it expanded my mind, made me happy. Next day I went to school, I was able to study and everything. So
You felt fine. That's a big difference.
That's how I started smoking. And since you were allowed in at the coffee shops at 16, I started to visiting a friend, and I already had a job. But after having the job, visiting my friend, the owner of the coffee shop asked me to come and work there, which I thought was nice because you can work in a snack bar and smell of grass, grease, or you can
smell like the snack
you,
bar.
you can work and smell like grease, or you can work and smell like grass.
Yeah.
So I chose quickly.
Yeah.
And within a year he made me manager of the bar because he thought there was a lot of work. So from young I realized that there's many ways you can choose in life. But if there's a coffee shop there, which is a social place where you meet older and younger people, females and males, and also different races, and you get in contact that within a social way, that it just gives you a big start in life to see whatever you want to do before anything gets thrown into your face. So, for example, many young kids in school, wherever, they get presented all kinds of drugs, and then maybe you choose before you even think you want to choose because someone's kind of pushing you. So that's why in Holland these coffee shops made a really big difference. Because when I got to school, there was not really drugs there because the 16-year-old was just going on a walk to the coffee shops. So also when I was tough enough, so 16-year-old, or I just kind of like creeped in.
And because now it's 18, and a lot of people don't know that years ago the age to enter the coffee shop was 16.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know it.
And it was a lot better because it made like a natural boundary. Because normally you don't go around with kids when you feel young and accepted enough by adults you don't want to be a child anymore. You want to be young.
You want to be grown up.
And do your own thing. So if you go to a coffee shop, that's where actually most people get a little bit educated.
Yes.
Because you don't
and
do hard drugs in the coffee shop.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of the most important things is the education, and it's a safe place to consume the cannabis.
Yeah, because I explain the way how to use it, and if you have to eat well before you try. And plus you get like a social control because they come and buy it, and the next day they come back to you and ask if it was good or was no good, and you can tell them, oh, maybe you should have eaten a little bit more, or if you don't feel well, you can have some sugar out.
You basically guide them. Yeah, exactly.
And it goes actually naturally because if you go out and your mom tells you, if you go out, you cannot drink, smoke, or have sex. One of the three you're going to do anyway, and you can't talk to it about it with your mother.
True.
Right? So that's in the coffee shop one of the first things which you can do. You can talk about three things, but you will be told that hard drugs is outside of the coffee shops on the street with the junkies.
Yeah.
So it means that
it's a no-go area.
It is a clearly made bound
big separation.
Frontier. So from there on, you know you're crossing a line.
Yeah.
While when you're normally young, you don't actually know when you're crossing a line. You can steal a cookie, and you don't really sometimes realize when it's going to be a heavy deal you don't.
Yeah.
So in coffee shop you learn a lot.
Fernanda, why are you here? What makes her story so important for you, and what can we learn from it?
Well, I think first of all, I think it's important if all smokers would support the one smoker who gets done for an act of cannabis. If we all support them, it will already help. That's the first one.
Yeah.
Because one of them puts the face up and the other ones sit around, wait, see what happens.
And have the benefits of it.
Yeah. So it is very well said. So it would actually be nice if we would all do the same anyway. If you hear about a woman who get caught by cannabis, try and find out the trial and go support it. I mean,
exactly. We should support each other more. We should support the entrepreneurs more.
Yeah.
Who are making it possible.
For example, Noel always had this T-shirt who said "Coffee shop owners easy target." Why? Because you put up the name. Where else in the world do you have coffee shop owners who say, "My name is," and I have a coffee shop, and come and get me? Yeah. It's only in Holland where you've got that.
True.
So they're easy targets, and they're the ones who put their name and their face up. So I think it's right that they actually still earn some more money as the rest of them, because there's not many people who want to put their face and explain about the situation.
Okay.
So that is like, seriously, thumbs up for all the coffee shop owners, because you have to be there and stand and talk about it.
Yeah.
But then again, in the rest of the world, it's not the vision that they have.
No.
Putting up people saying, oh, you can be the kingpin of your situation and you can be that brand and that brand. It's outside, I think in the world, it's what we want is all having a life.
Yeah.
And if you look around now for cannabis, you're being pretty much discriminated. You can be female on your own, you can be gay, all kinds of things. But if you're a smoker these days, there's not many places you can go. And if you look in the whole history of cannabis, it's always been a victimless, free thing to do, even in negotiations. If there's no law involved, there's actually no crime involved in cannabis. So I think that's the most important issue about the whole thing. This woman, she was growing grass, and she was growing it for her and the people around her to help them out.
Exactly, and that's the most weird thing from everything.
If you're only trying to help people and you didn't commit a crime, there's no victim there. How can you ever have committed a crime and be convicted for it? It's very impossible in my eyes.
Yeah.
So this lady, she's 70 years old. I know her for about 30 years now.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and she's always been giving her whole life to help other people.
Yeah.
So
This is what she did.
the most ridiculous thing for her would be that you have to pay the price in a bad way for it,
Yeah.
instead of getting an applause
That's
and be
really- exactly.
uplifted and be like
Yeah.
treated as a princess the rest of her life. No?
That's the only thing I really like now is that so many people are here to support her, to show her that she really did a good thing instead of
which
that
is
she's
good.
only being
But still, if you look
judged.
how big Spain is, of course it's a really small percentage.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. The people who actually smoke, many of them don't show their faces. It's the ones we see coming in the coffee shop daily with their nice suits. But if you tell them to come to a place like this, they can't because they have to show their face and they probably get like,
They don't want to be judged.
yeah, they'll get judged or they get in trouble by putting their face up for cannabis. So that's why I'm saying again, hey for the people who put up their face, and on the other hand, the people who don't put up their face, at least try to support.
Try to support.
So at least there'll be no. It's not such a small thing. There is. It's not one person who's trying to want it. Everybody wants it, but they don't say it.
Yeah. So this is also your message to the people here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come out, speak out.
Thank you.
We're still waiting in front of the Palace of Justice. It's already 3.5 hours ago that Fernanda went in. It takes long. People are still waiting here, trying to support her, but one of some kind of lady who's how do you say, committed to the whole process, just came outside and told us that it's going well. She said Poco Poco in a short time she will come outside and well, keep our fingers crossed just a little bit longer and let's see how she comes outside. It's the same as in the Netherlands, that it takes around a couple of weeks till they will tell us the result.
Dani,